Good. So I would like to welcome Bassil Camus, who put this together, ladies and gentlemen. Who put this together? Bassil is a very, very funny man. Many of you know him for other skills, but his humor is amazing. Bassil actually once slid tackle, who'd you slide tackle in a soccer game? Saddam Hussein's son, and was not executed. That's how likable he is. If you haven't seen this special on Netflix, don't worry. He doesn't have one, but someday that can happen. So Bassil, thank you for joining us. Here we go.
Wait, don't go yet. We have to give you an explanation why a white dude is doing an Oasis of Comedy, an all-Arab comedy lineup. So I called Steven, I said, Steven, would you please host tonight?
And I'm like, you've met me. I'm super white. I checked the Caucasian box like 3 times.
I said, how about if we do a 23andMe, and would you accept the outcome?
Well, I guess so. I said, yeah, if we do 23andMe, what do you need? Like a blood sample, a urine sample, a sperm sample? I can...
No, the Arabic version does not need DNA, So this morning, 23 of my Arab friends and me went to his place. There was a little convincing, maybe there was a little blood involved, but, and now we have, and you're happy to be our host.
Yes, I'm so happy about it.
Stockholm Syndrome works really quick. Thank you so much. Thank you, Steven. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Can we pack a house or what? Thank you. Some people drove from Rancho Cordova, Folsom, Roseville, Elgrove. Did you need a visa for coming from Elgrove? Gas prices are so high. Thank you so much for driving all this way. I mean, I was at the gas station last night. The guy in front of me goes, $3 on pump 2. I said, what's your destination? Pump 6? And since the prices have gone up, everybody's driving like they're on probation. Home, work, home. Home, work, home. I came home, my wife said, honey, did you fill my gas tank? I said, honey, it was cheaper to get you a Louis Vuitton bag. I see so many couples in the audience. A couple here, a couple there, a couple there. It looks like love is blooming in the air. Let me tell you about my divorce. 24 years of marriage, we called it quits. Did it with no lawyers. Thank you. I'm at the courthouse, the lady says, Bassil, you look a little bummed. I said, well, what do you expect? I'm filing for divorce. She said, don't feel so bad. Divorces are filed every single day. It's very common. I said, I know, still hurts. She goes, but lately we've been getting a lot of the same-sex divorce. I said, really? Mine is a no-sex divorce. I gave her a big fat check. She bought the house right next to me. I refer to her as my ex-door neighbor. Thank you. 24 years of marriage. We share memories, fence line, and Wi-Fi. Throughout the marriage, I paid for everything. I bought her a boob job. I thought I pay, I play. No, it was a booby trap. I only saw them 3 times after the surgery, twice to change the bandages. Never, ever cheated on her. I was a loyal husband. My friend said, Bassil, you got a broken marriage, get a girlfriend on the side. Who cares? I said, I do. And I didn't do it because I have principles, I have values, I have ethics, and I have erectile dysfunction. She got to keep the dog. I miss that little Yorkie. 3 o'clock in the morning, I come home, that Yorkie is waiting for me. Every time I got out of the shower, she would lick my ankles. I swear to you folks, I would have stayed in the marriage if the dog was taller. Thank you. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Thank you. It means a lot that you guys laugh at this joke, because last week I told the same joke. Nobody laughed. But then these people at the SPCA, they don't have a good sense of humor. After my divorce, I found myself alone and lonely. I looked in the mirror, a guy in his 50s, wrinkles, gray hair. Who wants me? Let's face it, I'm a solid 6. Next to a Ferrari, I'm a solid 8. Next to a Bentley, I'm a solid 10. Next to a Subaru, a lesbian might say, maybe. And it hit me, I am no longer in my prime. There was a time when I walked into a room, women dropped their jaws. Now they're dentures. There was a time I told them I'm a model, they believed me. Now they laugh at me when I tell them I'm a model citizen. There was a time when women gave me the bedroom eye. Now they give me the lazy eye. There was a time when I raised the roof. Now I raise the debt ceiling. And there was a time when I would roll in bed, look at her and say, you better be ready, I'm gonna reload in about an hour. Now it's more like 6 to 8 business days. So that's where I'm at. Now if you hear a little accent, it's because I'm from Iraq. Thank you so much. And the moment people find out that I'm from Iraq, they start asking me all kinds of questions. Bassil, have you ever ridden a camel? Of course, I remember the exact day. It was a Wednesday hump day at the San Diego Zoo. Bassil, do you come from oil? Do you come from money? Sure, BP gas station stands for Bassil and Pops. No! My first job was a hydro-ceramic engineer. Dishwasher. Then people ask me a little more serious questions. Like, Bassil, how did you leave Iraq? Iran. How did you meet your American wife? Well, I saw her across a crowded room. I felt that certain something. I had to meet her. I had to talk to her. I was hoping she's not arachnophobic. You laugh. Look it up in the Turban Dictionary. Her dress was so tight, it was hard for me to breathe. Now, I could have said to her, hey, I'm from Iraq, you got a big rack, let's dance. I didn't. I could have said to her, hey, did you know once you go Iraqi, you'll never go backy? I didn't. Instead, I went with class and elegance. I said, excuse me, have you ever traveled to Iraq? She said, no, I've never traveled to Iraq. Why do you ask? I said, because I want to bag that ass. It worked. 2.5 months later, we announced our engagement, and the moment we did, people started saying, okay, this is a green card marriage, it's a sham marriage, it's got citizenship written all over it. After all, she's light, I'm brown. She's American, I'm Iraqi. She's Buddhist, I'm Muslim. She's a PhD, I'm an MD, which stands for major disappointment. And it added a lot of friction to our relationship, so you know what, I'm the kind of guy that I'm gonna talk about things. So at 3 o'clock in the morning on our wedding day, I went to her place. I knocked on the door. Finally, she opened the door, and the first thing I said to her was, wait, is this what you look like without makeup? She said, what do you want to talk about? I said, well, you heard the rumors. She goes, I did. I said, do you want to talk about it? She said, honesty is the best policy, honey. I said, okay, well, is it true then? You are using me to get the Iraqi citizenship. I understand. If you want to throw all this away for the Iraqi dream of hopelessness, despair, chaos, oppression, war, inequality, I understand. She said, no, honey. Eventually, maybe you can take me to your country, introduce me to the culture, show me your people. I said, great, because I kind of jumped the gun and bought the his and hers matching bulletproof vest. And it's coming on your Amazon Prime in 2 days. Now, I've been in this country for 41 years. I think I fit in the culture, speak the language well. But there is one word every time I hear, I cringe. And that word is air. Because the word air in Arabic means dick. So you can imagine when I was taking scuba lessons and the teacher says, Bassil, come on up for air. Come on up for air. And if I'm sitting in the backseat of my friend's car and he's like, Bassil, are you getting enough air in the back? You have your own controller, turn it on, you'll have air blowing in your face. I didn't join the Air Force because of it. I stopped doing Airbnb. And please stop asking me to compare the quality of air quality in Iraq and air quality in the US. But it's my own demons, okay? It's my own demons. But, you guys are a couple, huh? If you're at a party, and the party is full of Arabs, an hour into the party, she says, honey, I'm gonna go outside and get some fresh air. You've been warned. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, yeah. Thank you. I had high hopes for this one. Thank you. Thank you. Now, all right, thank you. So, I know what you're thinking. Is he really from Iraq? And if he is, where is his unibrow? Every Iraqi has the unibrow. And do not confuse it with the Unabomber. It makes me look angry, frowny, and terroristy. I used to shave it back home with a special razor, but it was confiscated in the airport because the razor had 3 blades. The first blade lifts, the second blade cuts, and the third one yells, Allahu Akbar! Death to America! So now I use this stuff called Nair. You know Nair? First time I used the stuff, I didn't read the direction. I put the whole bottle. It stinks. I fainted. I hit the ground. My wife comes running to me and she's like, Bassil, 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 honey, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, she goes, honey, I thought you were dead. I said, no, I just had a near-death experience. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, tonight I have a confession to make. And a lot of people here know me, so I need to be honest with you. Thank you. Finally, I got the email from God on his AOL account. By the way, AOL stands for Allah Online. In the email, he said, Bassil, you've been waiting for this perfect woman for a long time. But you know what? The wait is over, and I found her. She's going to be gorgeous. I said, okay, I'll take it. He said, she's 16 years younger than you are. I said, where do I sign? He said, on top of it, she's smart. She's a PhD pharmacist. I'm like, deliver her. And then at the bottom of the email says, P.S. She's out of your league, and she's a man magnet. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't care what that means. Just send her to me. Thank you. She's laughing right there. That's my wife over there, by the way. I said, deliver her. Well, soon I found out what it meant. Men don't care that she's married. They don't care that she's got a big rock on her finger. They don't care that our Instagram account and Facebook account is filled with our pictures. They don't care. They want to talk to her. They want to meet her. They want to introduce themselves to her. They want to befriend her. And it always starts with, are you available for lunch? My dentist asked her for lunch. My attorney asked her for lunch. The guy that cleans our pool and the guy that built our pool asked her for lunch. Our home builder asked her for lunch, and by that I mean the general contractor, the subcontractors, and even the guys they picked up at the Home Depot parking lot. They all asked her for lunch. Senorita, can you meet me by the taco truck tomorrow? Mañana. Thank God she doesn't entertain any of these offers. Otherwise, she would be busier than DoorDash on Super Bowl Sunday. And she's gullible. She goes, honey, they mean no disrespect. They always ask about you. I said, of course. They want to see if the old man croaked, so they can upgrade their request from are you available for lunch to are you available for marriage? Now, I thought I was charming, okay? For a long time, I thought I was charming until I met her. She will walk into a Starbucks, and either somebody in line or the barista will give her a free drink. They named a drink after her right here in Lincoln. There's a Starbucks named the drink after her called the Lynette Latte. And it's not seasonal. It's here to stay. The pumpkin spice latte will come and go, but no, the Lynette Latte is staying. Now, if I try to get a free drink at Starbucks, I have to show them my ID, a recent picture of us, and the original copy of our marriage certificate. And the manager will take it, put it under the light, use the pen on it, make sure it's not fake. Last year, I took her to see my dying uncle in the hospital. Okay? I go into the room first. She stayed back. I greet my uncle, 91 years old, on his deathbed with dementia. Clearly does not remember me. I sit by his side, I hold his hand, I'm talking to him, and I'm determined that I'm going to stick around long enough, he will remember me. Suddenly, he pushes me out of the way and says, Lynette! I'm like, really? I've been in your life for 50 years, you met her only once, and you remember my wife. Now, here's the thing. My uncle is gay. You would think if I was on my deathbed with dementia, gay man, there's somebody holding my hand much younger than I am, I would show a little enthusiasm maybe. But no. My uncle decided to burn his gay card at that moment, go into the closet, come out a heterosexual, and remembered my wife. So, I'm still determined to sit and talk to him. Finally, he reaches with his hand, puts it around my neck, pulls me closer to him and says, I am so sorry. I do remember you. You're my favorite nephew. He goes, I apologize. I said, no, uncle, given the circumstances, I understand. He said, but can I ask you a question? Is Lynette available for lunch? Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I don't say this often, but you guys have been a breath of fresh air. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bassil. Let's give it up for Bassil. Nicely done. By the way, these lights are really warm, so that jacket was a poor choice. So, man.